We'll have the other cadets fill it over here. So we'll have the other cadet. We're going to make an announcement if they start. We'll fill them in over here. We'll fill all the cadets. Sir, would you mind if I just say a quick word? Yeah, most of it.
Hey, everybody. I just wanted to take a quick minute to tell you what's going to happen today when it comes to me. There is a short video that I provided, and unfortunately, y'all will not be able to see that in here. I'm sure that after this event, related to that video. And so I think it's that you understand what it is that a veteran and their families go through. When you watch that video, you will have a great example of what our veterans and their families have gone through. And you will understand a little bit more clearer the remarks that I will provide to y'all in here today.
Should be on. Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Hey guys, we'll start right at 10 o'clock. So we got about 3 minutes or so, and then we'll go live. We got a live feed here. So, hey, in the dead time that with the videos going, I'm not sure if they'll hear us or not, but just make sure we're.
And I would like to welcome you as we honor our veterans who risked their lives to keep our nation safe, and to those who made the ultimate sacrifice in the pursuit of our peace. First and foremost, let's begin today by recognizing all those among us who have been a part of the great brotherhood and sisterhood we call the U.S. military. Our veterans, active duty service members, guardsmen, and reservists. Your service and sacrifice have kept our country safe and free. Would everyone please rise and remain standing for and following the presentation of the colors by the JROTC Honor Guard and the playing of our national anthem by the Colony High School Band.
Very close. Right, face. Forward, march, left, left, right, right, left, 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 right, right, left, 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 left.
Would everyone please remain standing as we take a brief moment of silence as we honor the lives of veterans who are not present and counted among us today.
Annual TCHS Veterans Day event. We are here in the Black Box, our brand new theater in the back of the building, and it is again great to welcome our student body via YouTube live feed, as well as thousands of guests that we have also invited to today's ceremony as well. I would like to give a special thanks to Lieutenant Colonel Edens and First Sergeant Henderson, Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Vin, and all of our JROTC guests, as well as our Veterans Day Committee on the great job they did preparing for today's event. Let's give them a round of applause. Today's event, and again, we want to welcome all of our veterans who are tuning in today. It is an event every year that we have at TCHS that we consider to be one of the best things that we do all year here at the Colony High School. Today has the power and the meaning to make a difference in our school and in our community, because today we celebrate heroes, those brave men and women who decided to forego normal careers and things of that nature to serve our country in our armed forces. Students and staff, guests, and veterans, the last 19 months in our country have been some of the most turbulent times in our history. Definitely in our students' generation, it's the first time that our nation has had a true crisis in their lifetimes. Whether we are talking about the pandemic, which has defined a new normal for every one of us, or whether we're talking about economic, societal, racial, or social trends in our nation, our country is in the middle of troubling times, and our nation needs heroes to look up to. Today, we have the opportunity to look up to our veterans and dream about where some of their friends and their loved ones were killed, but they never gave. Veterans fought for our freedom and pursued the cause of our liberties when most would have succumbed to tyranny and oppression. Simply stated, when the times were the most difficult, our veterans rose to the occasion and they did what others considered impossible. To our veterans, nothing was impossible. They fought for what they believed in and they fought for our country. That is the reason our veterans are our heroes today. They are the ones that we celebrate. And what is so great about our veterans is when you talk to them, almost every one of them says that they would do it again. And I ask, would we do the same? Because they set the example for us to look up to. But students, as great as it is as we celebrate our veterans today, I want to say to our student body that I believe that you are the future heroes other people will look up to as well. In your life, you're going to have people that look up to you to make a difference in their lives. You're going to have people that look up to you to show a friendly face when no one else will. You're going to have people that look up to you to set an example of calm and dignity and courage in our society, and you will be heroes to other people. So whatever your situation today, students, whether you are a senior getting ready to start your next journey, goals that are difficult, that are challenging, I want to encourage you to build, as our veterans did. I want to encourage you to never let or that you cannot accomplish. I want you to be absolutely determined. You look up to our veterans today. Others look up to you in your future and consider you that hero that they need in their lives. So I want to thank our student body for attention you're giving this morning to our assembly. I want to thank our veterans that are joining us on live feed, and again, those that made today possible. Thank you, and God bless each of you. At this time, I would like to also have a special recognition. We have two faculty members that are veterans that are joining us live in the Black Box. And then we also have many other faculty members that are in their rooms that are also veterans and served our country, and we're very proud of them today. Joining us in the Black Box today is Tony Ernst from the United States Marine Corps, and Chuck Brown, Senior Airman for the United States Air Force. Thank you, and at this time, I will turn it back over to Cadet Lieutenant Colonel Venn.
Thank you, Dr. Baxter. And now, I am honored to introduce the Armed Forces Salute, which combines the military service songs in order of the United States Army, Coast Guard, Marines, Air Force, and Navy into one musical tribute. Mr. Larkin, the Armed Forces Salute, please. Thank you. And now I would like to introduce our guest speaker, Colonel Billy Tollison. Colonel Tollison served 30 years as a U.S. Army engineer officer and subsequently 5 years as a JROTC senior Army instructor in the Mesquite Independent School District before formally retiring in 2019. Prior to retiring from the military in 2014, Colonel Tollison served as a command in the Army and Air Force Exchange Service, where he provided leadership and experience for the planning and execution of a $1.1 billion construction, restoration, modernization, and sustainment program for over 3,100 retail and restaurant facilities in 30 countries, 50 states, and 5 U.S. territories. He received a BS in mathematics from East Central University in 1984 and a MS in applied mathematics from Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute of New York in 1994. His military education includes the Engineer Officer's Basic and Advanced courses and the U.S. Army Command and General Staff College. Colonel Tollison's awards include the Legion of Merit, the Bronze Star, the Meritorious Service Medal, and Project Management Professional Certification. And now at this time, Colonel Tollison has a short video that we will now see.
experienced during their military career. I do hope her efforts bring a better understanding of the burdens that our veterans and their families shoulder in support of our great country. As I prepared this video, we're in one way or another victims of a peace process that failed. Victims of a decision to forget certain things. To forget, for instance, that the surest way to keep peace going is to stay strong, unquote. Though President Reagan's words may have talked about and emphasized the need for a strong military, the real message, however, is that we must not forget ever what led us to war, what it took to prevent war, and most of all, the price we paid. The continuous mission to educate, to share that which we have learned, to broaden our minds, or to learn from our mistakes are paramount if humanity is to achieve a peaceful coexistence. And they clearly articulate why I believe education is so important and why it's so important to the long line of veterans that came before me, and least of all, the future of our sons and daughters. Today, I am going to speak about those three words: purpose, sacrifice, family. And to each of these, I will do my best to impart some wisdom as to why we should honor our veterans, while at the same time, I want to provide every student a framework to consider airman and Marine take an oath to support and defend the Constitution of the United States. This oath, our purpose, is what delineates the nobility of our profession. That is what bonds each and every one of us, regardless of rank, regardless of gender, regardless of ethnicity, regardless of political affiliation, or even our religion. This oath serves as the common purpose for the military service, regardless if that veteran was drafted, regardless if they came in because of the educational opportunities, regardless if they were just looking for employment. I knew 43 years ago, as a junior in high school, that I was going to serve my country. That my mark in life, no matter how small, would be that I supported and defended the Constitution of the United States that you want to go into. Why does that profession? Do you agree with that purpose? Does that profession's purpose mirror your values and what you like to do? You want your mark in life, cost of education, and start asking yourselves those questions now as you look to what career you want to pursue. But the time will come when our country will need us. And when that time comes, we, as military members, will make sacrifices to deploy, prepare for a combat conflict, fight, and survive wherever our country sends us. Sacrifices such as 116,000 deaths during the first Great War to end all wars. The over 400,000 military members killed in the Second Great War to end all wars. 35,000 deaths that were in the first war to stop the expansion of communism in Korea. How about the 90,000 deaths that occurred in the Second War to stop the expansion of communism in Vietnam? And currently, as you look at the war on terrorism, we are way over 4,000 of our family members that aren't coming home. It's further estimated that from 1775 to the end of Desert Storm in 1991, that there were over 1.4 million military members that survived, but had injuries that ranged from missing arms and legs, eyesight, things like that. And even more than that, as we cannot forget the millions of service members that were changed mentally by the violence and devastation of war. I will remember from my dad, who served in Vietnam, and I will remember how my dad's life was irrevocably changed. As he held his fellow NCO in his arms and watched that father of 3 die just 2 weeks away from going home. Yes, our veterans have sacrificed much physically and mentally, but willingly, to support and defend our Constitution and our way of life. There is no nobler sacrifice. So as you look at your career choices, consider the sacrifices of your potential career. Are you willing to do what your career requires? Are you willing to even travel a lot? Are you willing to put in a lot of your own time to do your own professional development so that you can get that next promotion? Are you willing to change your values and your beliefs? Are you willing to accept lower pay? Just what sacrifices are you willing to make as you look at that career that you want to choose down the road? Last but not least, family. We should not forget the sacrifices and support of our mothers, our fathers, brothers, sisters, spouses, children, and other family members. I remember the families we left in Germany as we deployed to Kuwait in support of Desert Storm and Desert Shield. Alone, in a foreign country, our families rallied together, just as I am sure families have done over the years when their veteran, their soldier, has deployed. A few words, but the magnitude of what our families have done for us could never, ever be truly quantified. As you consider your career choices, how will you balance your career and your family? Because I am certain that every veteran can attest to you that their success lies in the support of the family that they had. Because there will be times where you need picked up, and your family will be there to do that for you. There will be times that you need to be pushed. Your family will be there to do that for you. Another story, but I can tell you that no one gets anything done in life by themselves. Somebody is always pushing you up or pulling you up to that next level. So think about that as you think about your career and how you can balance that with your family. The servicemen and women represented in the video have a unifying purpose: to support and defend the Constitution of the United States, which historically has meant making sacrifices in a foreign country that were only possible because of the support of our families. Purpose, sacrifice, family. I ask that you remember them and what they mean to the veterans who have served so faithfully. And I'd also ask how those words can help you as you think about the career that you want to choose down the road. I am sincerely thankful for this opportunity to share my thoughts with you on the day that we honor our veterans and the sacrifices they have made. I only ask that we don't forget, and that each of you find a time to find that veteran and thank them for the life that you have right now. God bless our veterans. God bless each and every one of you. God bless this country. Thank you. Essayons.
Thank you, Colonel Tolson. We are humbled by your accomplishments and contribution to our nation during your military service, as well as those that followed your retirement from the U.S. Army, and as a U.S. Army instructor that implored our nation's youth to become rooted in strong values as responsible adults and good citizens. Sir, at this time, we would like to present you with the gift on behalf of the TCHS JROTC cadets. And we would like to also give some flowers to Colonel Tolson's lovely guests. Thank you.
May I just say something real quick?
Yes, Colonel Thompson.
I just want, as we talk about our veterans and supporting our country in times of conflict, the reason that I brought Ms. Paula Morris with me today is she served in our government as a civilian in the Department of the Army, U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. She's also an example of our civilians that deployed over to Iraq and Afghanistan, and she was over there for more than 20 months in the middle of Baghdad, Iraq, helping us to rebuild that country. And so as we talk about our veterans, we talk about our families, this is another example as you look at a career, Corps of Engineers, civilian servant, serving our great country.
Our nation is appreciative of its veterans whose service spans every decade of our nation's existence and continues every day. Through untold courage and sacrifice, America's veterans have secured the liberty which the founding fathers sought to establish here, whenever and wherever the nation has called, in times of danger and darkness, as well as in times of peace and prosperity. America's servicemen and women have proudly carried the torch of liberty. On this Veterans Day, our nation salutes each man and woman who has taken up arms to defend our country and honors every soldier, every sailor, every airman, every Marine, every Coast Guardsman, and every merchant Marine who gave some of the best years of their lives to the service of this country and stood ready to give its life itself on our behalf. Thank you. May God bless our troops, our veterans, and may God bless America. Would everyone please stand before we conclude today's event? A trumpeter will play taps in honor of all the service members who paid the ultimate sacrifice defending our country. You are dismissed following the tap.
Yeah, good job. You did a great job. Yeah, very proud of you. Good job there, young man. Thank you so much. Great work.